Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. It's around that time right here on KAZ Radio where I have one of my most favorite shows, Women of Wisdom, with none other than my friend, Janette Toney. Take it away, Janette.
Hi, good evening, should I say good afternoon? I want to tell my guests, welcome to Women of Wisdom. We have a special guest today, an amazing guest. I would even say a phenomenal guest. And her name is Alannah Harper. But I'm used to calling her Lana. So Lana, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up this mic because I know a lot of people want to hear a lot of things about you because you got a lot going on. You got a whole lot going on. So first, we're going to start off with you just telling me a little bit about yourself.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on your show today. I was honored when you text me, asked me to be on here. Hey, everybody. My name is Alannah Harper. Most know me as Nails by Lonnie. I have been a nail tech in this industry for 10 years. I have done pretty much majority of Cleveland's nails at some point. I am also the owner and creator of Pressed by Lonnie. I am the co-owner of Wolfie White Gel Polish Company, as well as I also host a couple Airbnbs as well. I'm also a licensed manicure instructor as well. So I do a little bit of everything, as you can see.
Hey, yes. Entrepreneur. So we're going to start at the first thing. What made you want to get into the nail industry?
You know, it's really a funny story because I never seen myself doing it at all. At the time, I was in school to be a dentist. I was studying as a chemistry major in college, and my cousin actually Queen called me, and she was like, I'm going to go to nail school when I turn 15 because then I don't have to get a real job. I can work at the salon we wrote to. And I was like, I'm 20. So I'll look it up right then. I was on my laptop doing my homework. So I'll look up the nail school in the area. It's literally 5 minutes away. I'll look up the price. And my mother was like, okay, I'll help you pay for it. And I was like, okay. At the time, I was a manager at McDonald's. And I went to nail school, absolutely knew nothing about nails. In a sense, I was just trying to find a side hustle. So in nail school, and I still don't know what I'm doing, but we're going to keep it through. One thing my mother always taught me is whatever you start, you finish. So I didn't have many supporters through nail school, only my mother and then my two cousins. They let me do their nails. Only my two cousins let me do their nails. My mother was like, listen, I support you, I help pay, but I'm not letting you touch my hands because you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, I respect it, but dang, I need you to take a chance on me. So I finished nail school, and actually the funny part is my last week of nail school was only a 10-week program. So the last week in it, I was like, I'm dropping out of the manager course because the manager course allows you to take a step further. If you decide to become a salon owner, you'll have the right credentials to do so, the right knowledge. And I had signed up for that class as well. That was additional 5 weeks. I was going to drop out because I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here. And it was crazy because I was like, this is nothing but guys. I was walking to the office to drop out, and my teacher was like, hey, come here, Alannah, come here. And I'm like, 1 second, I'll be there in a second. I got to go do something. He's like, no, come now. It's like he knew I was about to do something, but he didn't know. He's like, you got 100% on your test. And I was like, I did. And I went on and sat at my desk and started filing them nails. I said, we going to figure this out. We going to figure this out. So from that moment forward, I was like, we just going to see what happens. So I graduated nail school October 31st on Halloween. November 18th, I got fired from my McDonald's job. And what I did is I just left there. When I got fired at like 9 a.m. And I went to the shop that I was working at. And I was like, all right, well, I'm young. I don't have no bills. So I'm like, I got time to figure it out. And so I'm glad I even knew to give myself that moment to just figure things out. And so from there, that was literally it. I went on 2 job interviews. I got both jobs, but my mother was like, don't take it. Just give yourself a second. And so from there, it was just, I had to take a chance on myself. And from there, we coasted, and this is what we've become.
So that was just it ain't nothing you planned. Nothing. This is just something.
I never would have guessed I was going to be a nail tech. Oh my gosh. I say it all the time. Like, I never would have guessed that's where I would be.
Oh my goodness. So now you start off, you done got fired from your job. And so once you got fired from your job, now you're like, hey, I got this under my belt, I'm finna do this, right? So then after you started, was there even a low moment that you just had that, I don't know if I can do this, do I really want to do this, am I good enough to do this? Did you have those moments?
Oh boy, I will say, transparency moment, I had that moment for about 2 years. The first 2 years of doing nails. And it was because I struggled with keeping acrylic from not lifting. I struggled with the foundation of acrylic. My art was great, and that's what kept people coming to me. But I did not have the nail foundation. I had the shaping, but I could not keep acrylic nails on longer than 2-3 weeks. And it was so discouraging. It was so discouraging. But that's when I started incorporating prayer into my work industry from that very moment. Every day I'd be like, listen, God, you're going to have to show me the ropes. Because I'm like, it's no way that I'm just going to accept this. Like, I want to be better. So that's what it kept me grounded in. Like, all right, you good at designs. And I, thankfully, from probably like 6 months into doing nails, I always had clients. Like, I can't say I really had days where I didn't service anybody. It was some days I was servicing 8-9 people. And I just been out of nail school 6 months. Just got my license. So thankfully, the people were there. And everybody, I will say, I was kind enough to my clients for them to be able to come back to me like, hey, I had 3 nails come off. Can you fix these? And I would never have a problem with it because I knew at the same time I'm still trying to figure this out myself. So one of the other nail techs that taught me, she's like, I understand that you don't know what you're doing, but you can't tell people that you don't know what you're doing. Like, you got to put your game face on. So I'm like, well, between my game face and me just trying to have that open door policy where my clients will be comfortable enough to say something to me versus just never returning or, in a sense, telling somebody else, don't come to her because she don't know how to keep her nails on, you know? So it gave people that opportunity to grow with me. So I've had a lot of clients that went with me through the tough times of nails coming off and stuff, but they stuck with me and it all worked out. So I will say that was my challenging time, my first 2 years of just being able to stick with it and give myself time to grow versus feeling like if I don't have it all right now, I'm never going to figure it out, so quit, you know?
Okay. So a lot of people, I know they're wondering when you say lift, how the acrylic would lift. So what does that mean?
So,
does it pop off?
Yes, they will pop off, or sometimes you know how that nail just start bending in the back. I was having that a lot. And so the problem was I didn't have the proper knowledge of knowing how to properly prepare the nail for acrylic. And it took years for me to understand what that was. I was more so focused on just the timing and the final look versus making sure the foundation was good too. So it took time for me to be able to take a step back because you got to think I was busy from the second I kind of got into the nail industry. So I didn't have that time to kind of figure it out then. So it took a second for me to take a step back and finally be like, all right, this is what I'm missing. And it took for me to watch a lot of YouTube videos, learn from other nail techs to be like, oh, this is the step that I'm missing. Got it. Because at first I just thought, I'm like, it's the product I'm using. But it wasn't the product. It was the preparation and the product. It was both.
Wow.
So it took time.
Wow. So it's like a grad to me when I'm hearing like a graduation course. You know, I go to one grade to the next grade till you was moving up.
Yeah, you had to give myself some steps to hit. And then even so in nail school, and this is the craziest part about it to me, in nail school, your focus is not acrylic nails. That is not their focus to teach you that. And that was really all I was there. I thought that's what I was truly there to learn, but going to state board, they don't teach they don't really care about acrylic nails at state board, and nail school pretty much covers everything that you need to pass state board. So it's a gap when it comes to acrylic nails and the pretty much the service that I plan to offer mainly, and just the basic manicures and the gel manicures, or even like gel extension nails that nobody really does. But that's just because that's their lane. Their lane is education. You got the right certification. Now you figure it out. So
now you figure it out. So now you have to learn about the acrylic. So was is that another course you have to take, or how does that work?
That's you on your own. So that was the gap. That was the gap.
Oh my goodness.
That was the 2-year gap. So in return, after I finally figured it out, that's when I decided, like, I'm gonna start teaching nail classes to fill that bridge of when you get out of nail school and when you are actually in a salon and when you feeling lost like this, you need help. Like, and then unfortunately, I can't say all nail techs are so nice to just be like, hey, let me show you what to do. Let me help you. And then it's not a lot of black owned nail salons where we have that help from each other. Most nail techs are working in a hair salon where they are usually the only nail tech. So it's like they have no help in a sense. So in a sense, I was like, all right, let me fill that gap because I know what it's like. And out of the 7 girls that I went to nail school with, I was the only one that actually continued to do nails after I got my license because it's hard. And when you don't have nobody to help you fill that gap or even just give yourself enough time to figure it out yourself, you quit.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, all right, let me see what I can do. Let me help somebody else.
Yeah, because when I hear you, when you say you almost quit nail school and now you went further, mastering your craft, like I'm gonna get this right, I'm gonna get these customers, and even though you were dealing with the lift off acrylic, you kept pushing through. Yeah, you kept pushing through. Yeah. So which means you hit some rough spots sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I had my affirmations I said on my way to work. I worked off of Monticello, so as I'm driving down Monticello, I would be saying it. You getting better and better every day. Yeah. You getting better and better every day. But along with me saying that, I had to do something to make sure I was actually getting better. So I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm watching Instagram videos. I have to do something to feed that. Versus just doing it myself. Yeah. So it's a lot, but hey, we had to figure it out.
Yeah. And so your salon, so do you basically just work? Do you just do your own nails? Do you your clients?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have my own nail studio where I just service my own clientele now.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. It's just a private, cute little nail studio. I like it.
So how your clientele, does it constantly keep you busy? Is it constantly growing? Sometimes is it hard to get clients in there? How does that work?
So thankfully, I will say I have been beyond blessed to have more than enough clients. Pre-pandemic, before the shutdown, I had 250 clients in rotation without accepting new clients. I hadn't accepted a new client in a year. Yeah, and I had that many clients in rotation. So I was beyond blessed. I had more than enough clients. And I took a year off from nails in 2020, and I came back February of 2021. And I pretty much, everybody that I asked, that I extended the invitation to come back as a client, came back. So I have had more than enough, and even still, I really don't take new clients. Every now and then, when somebody will reach out to me about taking them as a client, and I sometimes be like, okay, I got room, or sometimes like, I'm sorry, I can't do it right now. But for the most part, I have been blessed to be able to have a steady clientele to the point where I don't really have to advertise for new clients, which is truly a blessing. It is.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
Especially in this industry, because if you think about it, it's like if you don't advertise, you may not get a client today. You may not have a client next week. So it's like, I am truly blessed to be able to look at my calendar and see people on my books for the next month or so booked out. So it's a blessing.
And favor.
Absolutely.
So do you think you're walking in purpose? Do you think this is what you was created to do? I know you have a lot going on. We just haven't scratched the surface yet, y'all.
I will absolutely say it. And it's funny because it took me a second to realize it. And the purpose wasn't even just people having pretty nails. It's the clients that are actually sitting in my chair. And I feel very blessed to be able to access the people that I have. Yes. And the access is because they get to sit in my chair, but I get to have so many meaningful conversations that I can't say I would have doing pretty much any other career. Yeah. So I'm happy. And it's funny because from the beginning, I've always said that everybody that sits in my chair is for a purpose. And it's been nothing but that. I've met some absolutely amazing people that have helped me through stuff. People I've helped them through stuff. In a sense, I always say, like, I never actually had biological sisters, but that's because all my clients is going to be my sisters. So I'm absolutely in purpose. And it took for one of my clients actually to tell me that, because I've had clients become family at this point. And one of my clients, she had wrote me a letter. In the letter, she's like, do you know how much purpose you have? She's like, God told me to tell you that, you do nails and your nails is your gift, but your true gift is you having access to these women to be a healer and to be a helper to these people. And I was like,
Yes.
that is what I do. And it's funny because like you don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's such a blessing. So I'm absolutely feel like I'm in purpose. And that gave me more confidence to wake up every day to continue to do what I do. Because, you know, you get days where you're tired.
Yeah.
But it's like,
and then somebody...
it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
you got to
they want to
get
come
up.
in your chair not only for you to do their nails, but look, I got something on my heart.
Yeah.
So they pouring
and
on
it's so
you.
funny. It's people I've met literally the first time and we in here crying. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Well, let's pray. What's up? Like, tell me what's wrong. And I'm just glad to be able to have that spirit. But they even see that on me to be able to be comfortable enough to talk to me about something as such. So it's absolutely a gift.
It is, because you're building relationships, friendships, family.
For life.
Yeah.
Right.
You are.
Yes.
Wow. So now take us on to, now you have your own line. So how did you create your own line of nails?
Okay.
Nails by Alannah.
Yes. Pressed by Lonnie.
Yeah.
So,
Pressed. Okay.
it was so funny because one day I actually had a break in my day through my clients, and I'm in Forever 21. I'm shopping and I'm walking up and they got all this extra stuff. They like, you know, they literally sell you to the register. So I pick up some press on nails. And they cute. They not the average Kiss press on nails. It's just the max set of press on nails. They nude, but they're almond shape. And that's something that you wasn't seeing often. It's a different shape, not just a normal square shape. So I pick them up and I'm like, I can make these. So I buy them. And I still got that set to this day. And I sat on that idea for about maybe 6 months. And then I came across this girl's Instagram page. And at the time, this is when the show Empire was just becoming big, and I knew that Taraji wore those nails on the show, and I found her nail artist who was making them, and so I'm like watching her, and she's really the only one that's doing it. So then I'm like, all right, God, well, if you want me to do this, how do I do it? Like, how do I make the nails? And it's so crazy because when I tell you when you ask, God gonna deliver.
Yeah.
Because it's stuff that I've never seen before, and now I know exactly what to go get. I know exactly what to type in to order it. So I order the stuff, and so I'm still sitting on this idea. And so one of my clients that's also an entrepreneur, she had a pop-up shop coming. And I told her, I was like, I want to sell these at your pop-up shop. And she's like, this is going to be big. So literally leading up to a week prior to her pop-up shop, I ain't made a set of nails yet. And so I'm like, all right, you got to hit the ground running today. So that day I made 4 sets. I posted on Instagram and they went crazy over it. And so I'm like, I really wasn't sure if this was something that would have hit because, you know, the press on, when you think of press ons, you think, oh, they going to pop off the second I touch something. So that was like the normal go-to when you think of press on nails. So I was nervous about it at first. But I also knew that the style that I was putting behind these press-on nails was not the average style. And the price was completely different from you going in a drugstore and purchasing a press-on set of nails for $4.99, $5.99 when I'm about to sell this set for $30, $40. However, the quality of this set is different. The style of this set is different. The shape of it is different. So I had to just trust in my own talent and to know, like, somebody out here gonna want these.
Yeah.
And so literally from that day, I had orders. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to make sets for this. But wait, now I got people placing orders out of state. So it gave me larger access to reach more clients. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Because in my head, I was just thinking people that want to get a nail appointment with me but can't will just buy my press-ons. But no, it's way bigger than that.
Yeah.
I've literally shipped nails all over the United States.
I was just going to ask you.
So fast forward to the pandemic is when it really took off. Like I've always had press-on clients where it was bringing like probably an extra $400, $500 a month, gratefully. But the pandemic hit, and that took that to the next level. And it was funny because I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna just take these couple months off, and when the salons open back up, I'll go back to work. I didn't get a break. Literally, I think it was overnight, and it was funny because I didn't have my website linked to my phone, so I couldn't see as the orders were coming in by the minute. I literally looked online. I think I took the first day, the day after we shut down, March 18th, March 20th, I had 70 orders to make, and I'm like, okay, I got 70 orders. but then that's not going to stop the next 70 orders
Right.
coming overnight.
Yeah.
So it literally expanded me from just having a clientele of nails to having a clientele of nails and press-ons. And then I have a lot of nail techs that are missing income right now that's like, hey, can you teach me press-ons? So I was able to do press-on webinars too. So I'm like, it's more than just me. I'm fine. I don't have the crab in the barrel mentality. I'm fine with helping everybody
awesome.
reach it. So I think I had one order go, and it's funny because it's like with Instagram, you have no clue who's ordering your nails. So I'm getting women posting my sets that they got from me, and they have millions of followers on Instagram. This one lady, she's like a queen in Siberia. I'm like, how did you find me? Like,
You love those nails.
right? So it just gave me a different access, and I was able to take off a whole year just to be in my house. And honestly, I had overworked so much prior to the pandemic that when we did shut down, that was the first day I had ever spent a full day in my apartment. I had never been there a full day because I worked that much. But I was grateful to be able to work from home and still make the same amount of money, if not even more, and not have to leave my house. So blessings on blessings.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of well-known people have given you shout-outs. What
Yes.
are some of those people's names? Give me them names.
Give me those names.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was Taraji.
Mm-hmm.
She recognized me, and she recognized me for my press-ons as a Black-owned business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited because I just get on Instagram one day, and I'm getting all these press-on orders coming in. I'm getting all these new followers. I'm like, who talking about me?
Right,
What they talking about? And then I see the post. I'm like, Chess KZ. Like, oh my gosh, you know I exist. So that was so exciting. I am listed as one of Beyonce's Black business owners on her website as well. And I've also had the pleasure of working at Tiana Taylor's nail salon in New York. It's in Harlem, New York. It's called Junie B Nails. That was exciting. And I was also the lead nail tech at New York Bridal Fashion Week in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
You just
When
been
they say your
doing
gift
it
takes you
up.
places,
Yeah.
this is what they talking about.
Yeah,
It's funny because it's
that's
like
what the word
you don't think
says.
about it until it's actually happening.
Yeah, and then like the fall into it. Just
Yeah.
literally
it
fall
falls right
your
into
gift.
my lap. Yes.
And now, so you also are an instructor. You teach
Yes.
nails.
Yes.
You teach how to put them on. You teach the brand.
Yeah, I
Tell me
teach.
a little bit about that.
So, in a sense, I wanted to close that gap of nail techs not knowing what to do and nail techs feeling helpless and not knowing who to run to. So, I offer classes. I offer shadowing sessions. I offer product education. And even for nail techs that's already nail techs. Like, I've even had some salon owners come to me like, I've more so focused on the business side. I don't really truly understand how to do nails, but I want to actually do nails now. And that said a lot to me for them to feel comfortable enough to come to me, because unfortunately this is not the type of industry where everybody's just so nice and willing, extending a helping hand. So that said a lot to me to show my character, because these people don't know me, but they trust me enough to be able to come to me and be vulnerable enough to let me know like I'm missing this, or I don't understand how to do this. So I truly did enjoy classes, and it gave me that one-on-one time to feed into other people and to be like, you can do it. And I tell them my story about how I have my daily affirmations that I had to say, because I'm like, you will be discouraged. It's going to be days.
Just give us one of those affirmations.
One of them was, I'm a good nail tech and I'm becoming better every single day.
That's right.
And that's something I still say to myself, because it's like you always want to give yourself room to grow, and I probably would get bored with it if I didn't have room to grow in it. So that was one of them I tell people, and it's funny because I send it out to them. I have it wrote out and I send it out to them like, here, I sent you the product education, but I also sent you some affirmations.
That's right.
I'm gonna need you to say this every single day.
That's right.
And then it's even become to the point where they are comfortable enough to come back to me and be like, today I just had a really hard day. And I had a client come back to me and she was upset with me because her polish came off, and I'm like, I understand. Like, it's those days, and it'd be those little moments where it'd be like, you know what, I quit.
Yeah.
Because I can't figure out how to keep gel polish on. You know what I mean? Or I can't figure out how to keep this acrylic on. So it's the little things like that where I'm happy to be able to be that person that somebody can call when they're struggling, because I know what it's like to struggle. And I even took a step back during the pandemic. Once I didn't go back into the salon since I took a year off. I have my actual educator license, so I went and worked at Interstate to teach.
Okay.
And so I taught the nail program for about 4 months. And I always, once again, I tell that same story. Like, I sat in these same chairs and I had no clue what was going on. But I'm like, you got to give things time to grow. Unfortunately, because most people just look like they have everything together. They look like they know what they're doing when it comes to being a nail tech or being a hairstylist or any career that you're in. People don't see your struggles. So them being able to hear me say, like, I started off just like y'all did. I started off broke. I started off with just enough gas in my car to get here and get home. I started off with just enough regular polish. I didn't even have OPI polish. I had Sinful Colors. Those was 99 cents at Walgreens, and I had every color, and I wasn't mad about having every color in that. So I was telling them, I'm like, give yourself a chance to grow in it. You know, you don't have to start off with everything. And with me being fired from my job when I had first started doing nails, I didn't have money to buy like all the nail decals and stuff that I wanted. And I asked my mother, I went to her and I said, Ma, I need a loan. And she's like, you need a loan? How much? And what you need a loan for? I'm like, I need a loan because I need to buy all these nail supplies. And I got them all in my phone. I'm showing them to her. I'm like, these Chanel stickers and these football helmets. And she was like, no. Crushed. I was crushed. I'm like, well, how am I gonna get a client if I don't have the right stuff? And the funny thing was, at the time, this is before Instagram was as big, and I was following a couple different nail techs that were in Atlanta, that were Atlanta based, and they were doing a different style of nail art than we were doing in Cleveland. And so what my idea was, if I do something different and create my own style, then that way I'm able to, in a sense, bring something new.
Yeah.
And so what I had to do is I had to figure out how to do all them sticker designs that I wanted, how to do them myself with paint. And I figured it out, though. So I'm glad she actually didn't give me that money, because I would have been putting stickers on everybody's nails. I wouldn't have learned how to do no type of design. I'd been able to do it that way.
Wow. Thank you so much. But ladies, one thing you ought to get from this is encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself. Get
That's
that
right.
affirmation, right?
Absolutely.
Encourage yourself.
You have to encourage yourself. If you think about it this way, if you don't support yourself, who gonna support you?
That's right.
Like, seriously, you gotta literally go all in for yourself.
That's right.
We go all in for a lot of things, but go all in for yourself.
Amen. So we're going to end on this note, ladies. So tell us, if I want to get in contact with you. I want my nails done. I'm interested in taking some classes. Let me know. How can I get in touch with you?
So the easiest way to reach me is you can reach me through Instagram, or you can reach me through my website. They're both the same name. It's Nails by Lonnie. Nails by Lonnie is spelled Lanni. Nailsbylonnie.com, or at Nails by Lonnie on Instagram. That's the best way to reach me.
All right, ladies. You can do this. Whatever you planning on doing,
You can do it. You can do it.
Have a good day. God bless you.
Goodbye.
Bye.